Based on one statement from Chandogya Upanishad regarding the nature of Atma and consciousness, we understood that existence alone was there. The statement was, Sadeva Saumya idam agre asi. By understanding this statement, we understood the foundation and the fundamentals of Vedanta. Next, we take a step from this point and go deeper. We move from the objective study to the subjective study in the third chapter. We take that knowledge and experience to subjective contemplation. The discussion draws from the Taittiriya Upanishad, specifically the Brahmavalli or Brahmanandavalli, which describes the nature of Brahman and its location in the heart. The first mantra of the second chapter of Taittiriya Upanishad is the invocation which says, Brahma Vida Apnoti Param. It states that one who knows Brahma will reach the highest. The Upanishad states that Brahman is hidden in the cave of the heart, emphasizing the importance of self-inquiry and introspection. This highlights the connection between emotions and the heart, suggesting that emotions can be a gateway to understanding the self. Emotional connection and introspection are essential for self-inquiry and understanding the self. We understand that Brahman is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. This is the Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahman. We see the sequence here where Brahman is first introduced. Next, the Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahman is given. And finally, we move on to where Brahman is located. It is in the cave of our hearts, in the Guha. It means that Brahman is your nature. It is placed in you. There is no doubt that you can experience it in this very birth. Swamiji talked about the physical, emotional, and spiritual heart and went on to elaborate how they are connected. The meditation here is to identify the emotion and see from where it arises and connects. That emotion connected with the Atma will lead you further to more connections with the Atma. This is a gradual change that takes place when we practice spirituality and meditation. The discussion introduces the concept of the 5 koshas, Annamaya, physical, Pranamaya, vital energy, Manomaya, mental, Vijnanamaya, intellectual, and Anandamaya, blissful. The third, fourth, and fifth koshas are completely in a different realm. The 5 koshas provide a framework for understanding the different layers of human existence. Swamiji talked about the vital energy, the prana, and explained how this prana and our emotions are connected. Talking about the mind, Swamiji elaborated that chanchalatvam is the nature and character of the mind and how these fluctuations are necessary for the mind. Vedanta takes that mind with its chanchalatvam to get into the cave of your heart for you to go there and experience that Brahman. For that, one must concentrate and get control of the mind. The mind has to be managed cleverly. There are certain things that have to be done to prepare the mind to change. The qualities of the mind have to be considered for this, and only then can we go on. This chapter is in 3 or 4 parts or levels. The first part is introducing the 5 koshas with its character, form, and everything else. The second part discusses how we can get away from and go beyond that. That is the meditation here. Swamiji has given an introduction and the processes that we are going to discuss in the third chapter. The class then concluded with this introduction to the third chapter and an overview of the concepts that will be discussed today. Hari Om.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Pranamam, Swamiji.
Introduction over, Swamiji.
So you're okay. Just 2 minutes. Om. Shrutismriti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vante Bhagavando Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmete Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Devaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grasaika Karmane Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Namo Narayanaya. So today we are going to enter the third chapter. So in second chapter, you heard the summary. It was actually an objective analysis. Can say how one can meditate on Atma even on outside objects. So when we think about Vedantic meditations, people say Vedanta, in Vedanta there is no meditation. Vedanta says only about Brahman. There is no practice or practical sadhanas. It is not true. Of course, in Vedanta, whatever sadhanas are prescribed, they are very subtle. In the sense, one has to really apply his mind, then only it can be a practice and beneficial for it. So it is, mind should have a complete mood of mindfulness. So the complete concentration. It may be for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, doesn't matter. The time gap, time span is not a problem. These also people are really, confused with this. People think, oh, if I can meditate only for 5 minutes, then that's not a good meditation. I am not a good meditator. If I can sit for 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, so then that is the real meditation. No. Actually, you can sit 3 hours and your mind will be working, and you will have some daydream, and all those will be going on there. Practically, you will be not in meditation. You will be in a just closed your eyes, and still you are in thought process. Yes, that thought process is different from the other thought process that we expect, admit. But meditation, actually, it can happen even for 5 minutes. If really mind is concentrated for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that is enough. The whole day you will get energy. So this is a secret of meditation. Now, for example, now I will just give you a cross example. That is, if you get, when you are tired, you feel tired physically, mentally, you get 5 minutes, 10 minutes of sleep, a snap, then you can see how mind become fresh again for the work. So what happened there? So similarly, if you get 5 minutes meditation with full concentration, so that's enough. That's the meditation. And you have to prepare for that. Of course, you have to be ready for that. So that step is also there. And after meditation, after you get that, that taste, you can see the difference. You enjoy that. You will, when it goes, you say, oh, it went on, and I have to try it again. People complain. A few years before, I was getting meditation, and nowadays I am not getting that level of meditation, and all those. So even that 5 minutes getting into this, if really one can do, that is the technique. So that is the difference between the yogic part of meditation, yogic teachings of meditation, and the meditation taught in Vedanta. Okay, we will see those some techniques. We will see those. So here you see, when we see outside objects, so you have second chapter for outside objective meditation. That is with analysis. If you see any object, anything you hear, anything you touch, anything you smell, concentration on that, and think that this is made of 5 elements. This is one of that. And this is also coming from the Satchidananda. It's not different from Satchidananda. So the object outside and the enjoyer, the experiencer, me, is not different. Because of me, this is happening. So this thought process, when you practice for some time, it will continually follow you. It will continually give you the meditation effect there. When you are cool, your mind is cool. Of course, it is there. Seemingly, when you are agitated, irritated, but suddenly you can see the change. After irritation, you will remember, oh, this is also made some effect of minds made by mind. Why should I worry about it? So this thought can just cool you down again. So this is how it goes. And slowly it will reach at that level, subconscious level. Then you don't have to worry. Whenever there is some agitation, whenever there is some thought rising up, downs in your mind will immediately, the subconscious mind immediately will apply these techniques and make you cool. So this is how it happens. No. Therefore, there is no stress in this meditation. It is mind is applying meditation, not you are forcefully applying meditation. What is forcefully applied, we don't actually call it meditation. It is like you are giving some pressure, some effort. Of course, in the beginning, you may have to do that, but Vedanta is not prescribing that, and it is not saying you have to forcefully meditate. It says whenever you like to meditate, when you have time for meditation, you should have that mind for the meditation. So you apply anywhere and meditate. So you think just when you want to sleep, go to sleep and get some sleep. Whenever you want, whenever you have free time, if that moment, if you get sleep, what would be the life? Because you don't waste time. You are getting sleep when you want. So that mind is a special mind. If you practice, it will happen. It's a technique. If we do that, it is possible. Whenever you want sleep, you can sleep. And when you want to wake up, you can wake up. You just give the time and mind will automatically do that. It's possible. I have practiced it for a long time after listening from my gurus regarding this, because our gurus, they had such thing. Whenever they want to sleep or they want to rest, they could rest and immediately wake up and do it. So it's not very difficult, but yes, we need to practice that. In the beginning, there is little bit risk. We have to break the sleep pattern and then change and all those. So in military training, any country with the military training, they have this. And yeah, we have some of our doctors, the medical science, who practice medical, their practice also they do this, because whenever they need, they have to wake up and do it, like that. So mind should be ready for that. So there is no day night change. So it's possible. When you travel, you want to sleep, you can sleep. When you are in train or whenever you want to be free, I can sleep. And sitting sleep and standing sleep is all there. So you have to train like that. We had one brahmachari in our ashram, maybe 20 years before. He is still brahmachari in some other ashram. So he had this special talent, or what we say, siddhi. He actually, whenever he wants to sleep, he could sleep. Like, we were talking about something seriously, and then if there is some time gap, he will just sit there, and he will be sitting like that and sleeping. He will get sleep and then wake up. So in the traveling, he is standing in the bus, he can sleep. So we don't know what that he got by birth. It means he had no special practice, but he got it somehow like that. So the specialty was anytime you can go to his room and wake him up. He's ready for work. No, he has no sleepy mood or no tiredness, nothing like that. He will be fresh always. If you call him 2 o'clock in the night, you'll just wake up and be fresh for any work. So he was a good sevaka in our ashram because he got it somehow. He got it that quality, but we can also do that. Similarly, meditation. So meditation is not something that you do by time. In the beginning, you have to practice because you have to make mind disciplined. Therefore, we have to practice some time because we have to adjust the lifestyle, time, our job and everything. Therefore, we have to give some particular time. But it's actually is not time bounded. So this is the big difference between yogic meditation and Vedantic meditation. So that was objective meditation. So you are concentrating on any object, and concentrating means there are concentration techniques in yoga. They say Tratakam and Dharana and all those. They are also concentrating on objects only. But the difference is they are concentrating only on object, the outside, whatever it's there. Their gross form, subtle form, and there are samprajnada, savichara, nirvichara, and all. There are so many differences. But here, you are taking an object, concentrating on that, and you are actually concentrating on Brahman because you are going behind that, the core of that object. So you don't have to worry, when your object, that object itself is giving you the ultimate. So then why should worry? So this was the chapter, second chapter. And now we are going to have subjective meditation. So now we have object and subject. The subjective meditation, there we will learn through Pancha Koshas. So the first sloka, गुहाहितं ब्रह्म यत्तत् पञ्चकोशविवेकतः बोद्धुं शक्यं ततः कोशपञ्चकं प्रविभज्यते. So last class I have mentioned this Upanishad. It is Taittiriya Upanishad from Yajurveda, Taittiriya Shakha. So there comes a Veda mantra, Yo Veda Nihidam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. So from that Veda mantra, our subject starts. So he says, you could know Brahman in your own cave of your heart, in your own intelligence, your own mind. So cave of the heart, that was the discussion that day. So guhahidam Brahma yattad Pancakoshaviveka. Now how we enter into that Brahma, the core of 5 koshas. Therefore, Pancakoshaviveka. The differentiation or discrimination or separation of 5 koshas, 5 sheets. So that is how we enter into that. Now, just imagine that this Brahman, Guhahidam Brahma, now we call this Brahman as Guhahidam Brahma. The Brahman seated in the cave of our heart. So Guhahidam Brahma. So now what we want to experience, we want to have the darshan of this Brahma which is seated in our own hearts. People say God is sitting in my heart. No, so this is the feeling, this is the experience. If you really love God, you will make him sit in your hearts. So that is the sign of love. So when you love somebody, you say that you are in my heart. So no, so this has some sort of feeling. So the love become devotion. So love with dedication, with samarpanam, we call it devotion. So when we dedicate our feelings, there comes the experience of real devotion. So that is why here Upanishad directly taking us and connecting us with the heart. Now you don't have to search God in somewhere, heaven or some other places. You can have the darshan of God, Atma, in your heart itself, the cave of the heart. So bodham shakyam, he says it is hidden in your heart, therefore it can be known, experienced directly. You can realize that Brahman, bodham shakyam. Now you see, it is easy, no? You don't have to go anywhere. Your heart is always with you. Is not? Yes, your heart is always with you. Your mind is always with you. Your intellect is always with you. Okay, then the Vedanta is also always with you because it is all connected to this. So, with this, if Vedanta is there with you, mind is there with you, your heart is there, then the God is also there and you are there. Now, all are there. Now, why we should see outside things? You can sit anywhere. You don't have to come to Himalayas and live in our ashrams or like that. There is no need. If you have these equipments, these means of knowledge, then you can sit anywhere in the world, wherever you could sit. Sit there and do this. Okay, so the thing should be when you close your eyes, then the whole world should be closed. This is the direct technique. If I close my eyes, there is no world for me. So world disappears. If that can happen, there is no point where you sit. So there is no need for any other process. In Urdu, in Hindi, we say daftar gum. Daftar gum is a word in Urdu. It means when I detach, it's nothing for me. So why I remember this word? Because our Param Puja Gurudev Shivananda Swamiji Maharaj of Rishikesh was a great guru of Vedanta, Yoga and all other subject of our philosophies. You all know he was a great yogi. He used to say, he was a very busy man. He had so many disciples. You can see in your home, one or two children and you are there, your no family like husband, wife, no, maximum 4 people. Or if your parents also there, then 5, 6. But in an ashram like Shivananda ashram of Rishikesh, the famous ashram, on those days, maybe like 60 years before, Swami Shivananda Shivananda Saraswati Maharaj, Gurudev had more than 200 inmates. Out of them, they were like 40 or 45 disciples, sannyasis like that. In those days, so many were there. Now, Swamiji is Guru, so he has to do his duties. What he would do, every day morning, he will go to each disciple's room and knock. Hari Om, Hari Om. In the morning, 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, he used to go to all the rooms and wake them up. Now you see, when Guru directly comes and knocks the door, now Shishya cannot sleep. No, that's the idea there. Because in those days, there was no alarm system and all those things. So he was doing that for many years. So that like that, he trained his disciples. Now you can see the disciple whom Gurudev directly trained, they were almost all the disciples were world famous. They are the gurus of yoga. They are the gurus of Vedanta. They are the gurus of Tantra. They are the gurus. You can see any of institution you take at present in relation with this yoga or Vedanta or word. Like Chinmaya Mission, if you take, Chinmaya Swamiji was one of the disciples of Shivananda Swami. So that was the training. Now, like that, from 4 o'clock to till 10 o'clock, maybe in the night, he was fully busy with the ashram things, and visitors are coming, new devotees are coming, he attends them and do all these things. But he had a time in between, like 12 o'clock, I think 12 o'clock to 2:30 or 3. That was, everybody at that time, normally people after meal, they rest and they do their personal washing, things like that. So that time he used to go to his room inside and do his special sadhanas, meditation and things like that. So that time when Swamiji goes inside, so one Swami, who serves him now, his personal assistant, like some brahmachari will be there. So those days, Swami Satchidanandji was the personal assistant to Gurudev. So he used to stand outside the door. If anybody comes, nobody is allowed to knock the door, disturb Swamiji. So when Swamiji goes inside, close his first door of his kutia, his cottage, he used to say Daftar Gum. It means, now I am going inside, now I have no ashram, no world, no nothing. So I am free from all this. So he used to go inside. So before that, he used to say this Daftar Gum. Daftar Gum means nothing is there for me. So it is gone. So I close my eyes. So like that he used to do. So this is the technique. This is the practice of meditation. Now you see, if you have, those days there was no money, there was so many problems in the ashram, because managing so many people, those days there were, as our independent, but you say that was going on, and there are so many problems were there. But it never affected Swamiji. And when he comes out, he normally goes for a walk, because he was a medical doctor then. Therefore, what he used to do, he will take medicines in a trunk petty, some box, and one assistant will be going with him, and he will go to some villages, wherever people stay, go to their house and ask them, you have any problem, you need any medicine or something like that. So he was to do all the shopkeepers and everywhere. And then that is another seva. He used to say Narayana seva is my duty. So this is again, you see, that was tapasya. Now, if you see Swamiji's life, if you read, if you have not read it, you have to read Swamiji's life, how he was a big guru in this era, we can say. So that was the practice. So he did tapasya and studied, and then the targum. Whenever he wants to go inside, he is off. So there is no problem affecting him. So this is how it happens. Now you say, no, this is okay for Swamis, this is okay for, it's good for ashrams, but in our home, in our in our office, we can't do this. No, it's not like that. You have the same mind, because the mind Swamiji had and the mind we have, there is no, technically there is no difference. Biologically and psychologically and the process of the mind, everything is same. And you see, in our case, in our that heart, the Atma is there, cave of our heart. So that is also same, no? Now there is, what is change? So if you could close, it's done. If you are unable to close, you have to find why I am unable to close. So why I gave Swamiji's example? Because he was doing all the works, outside work, more than anybody. So with that, he could do this and train so many Swamis. Giving trainings to so many Swamis and making them world famous gurus is not easy. So this is the technique we are going to know and practice. So Kosha Panchakam Pravivijyate. Now this Kosha Panchaka, the 5 sheets and 5 covers of Atma, is something that we have to identify. Actually, there is no kosha, such koshas or sheet or anything like that. But we are distinguishing our mind, starting from the body and up to the experience of Ananda, experience of bliss. So just we are separating those things by the name of koshas. In this bhashya, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhagavad Pada Shankaracharya directly says, he says, you don't think there are some koshas, some sheets and something like that. No. This is for the sake of study, in order to teach you how Atma is behind all this. So Upanishad made an order, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, like that. Then it says Atma is still behind all these 5 elements, 5 koshas. So that is the idea here. So kosha panchakam vivijyate. This is the initial statement. So he is here, the author is giving the statement. I am going to do this. I'm going to distinguish 5 koshas. This is the description we are going to have. The second sloka. Dehadabhyandara prana pranadabhyandaram manah tadakarta tado bhokta guha seyam parampara. Now in the second sloka, is just summarized the introducing that 5 koshas. These are the 5 koshas, how they are arranged. The parambara, the last word says parambara. Parambara means sequence, one after another, how they are arranged, a cessation of that 5 koshas. Dehad abhyantara prana. You know, the prana, the pranamaya kosha, vital sheath, is under, within the physical body. So dehad abhyantaraha, within the physical body. Now you go inside, then you see pranamaya kosha there. Only prana. That we will discuss later. And then pranad abhyantaram manaha. And mind is behind or within the prana. Pranamaya kosha. The third one. Now, fourth one, tada karta. Karta means Vijnanamaya kosha. So, you identify with your Vijnanamaya kosha, with your ahankara, with your, by your intellectual knowledge, and whatever you gained, whatever you remember. No, everything is identified there. It means your personality. Now, what is your personality is Vijnanamaya kosha. Just think, if you remember all your Vijnanams, all your knowledge, all your thoughts, all your studies, no? So whatever you know, then what remains? Nothing. So your personality is melted, it's gone. So we are what we do, no? How we build personality. You ever thought about that? Now we all have built our personalities. We have our own personalities. Now you just think how you built your personality. Because when we were a child, there was no personality. Because child is so free. It has no ego, no knowledge, nothing. Whatever you say, it accepts. Whenever the child wants to cry, cries, laugh, laughing. So there is no personality. Child doesn't think, oh, just now I cried, now I should not laugh. Then what will people think? So just now I cried, now I cannot laugh. A child never thinks like that. And after laughing, okay, just now I laughed. Then the other emotion comes. Now you will think, oh, now I laughed. Now how can I cry? So people will think that I am mad. I have some psychological problem. So therefore, if you want to cry also, you will not cry because your personality will not allow you to cry after laugh, because what people will think about it. Now you see like this. I hinted you some points. Now you see like this. So this is how we are in this personality. Now, when we go out, what we think, oh, when we are out, we should follow this, we should do this, we should do this, or formalities, manners, and all those, no, social manners, this manners, that manners, and all those. So these are all connected with you. This is all the facts of personalities. But with all this, you build the personality. If I say these all are bricks to build your personality as a house. So now the problem is, if you have a personality formed and you accepted it, you like it, and people also like it. Now you see the interesting point in this. So the 2 points I said, you have built a personality that you also like it. So okay, it's good for me. I like it. And the people related to you, your family or your friends and your connected peoples. They also like your personality, how you behave, how you laugh, how you speak, and all those. Then that is formed. That is forever. Okay. So you think this is a good personality. Now I have to maintain it. Now you see, from that point, the whole life you will be struggling to maintain that personality. I am also doing that because when I started the class, I have built something, some connection with you. And you also have, definitely. Now I have to maintain it. I have to be in that pattern, that style, or no, whatever. Yeah, I cannot change the style. Like if I change the style of the class, you will ask why Swamiji is changing this. Swamiji was not like this. No, like this. Then you may ask, oh, it means Swamiji is annoyed with us, or something you will create. So I am bound to maintain and practice that. If I want to change, no, it's not possible. Nobody will accept. Otherwise, you will say, no, Swamiji, nowadays he has some psychological problem. After doing all this, he become mad now, and he's abnormal, he's not good. No, like that, the people comment like this. It's not only in social things, but also in your house. You can see. Even parents say, no, these people to children, and husband, wife, everywhere it is there. So this is what is we call as Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is too difficult. It's very strong. Because without that, you have no personality. No? So now the problem is, if you have no personality, suppose you don't have personality. So then what is the problem? Every day your personality changes. Then they have a psychological disease, personality disorder. I think you might heard about this. This is called personality disorder. means we don't know how the man changes. Now you can see there are even big people. They change their dialogue, their stand, and every day they say something. So this is a sign of personality disorder, and it is considered as a disorder in psychology. So in that point, for psychologists, if Vedantins like us, what we talk about this Vedanta, we have all these personality disorders. No, I remember, I just now remember one incident. I think maybe some 20 years before or more than that, I was staying in Gangotri. You know Gangotri where it is. So one brahmachari, one Swami, that time he was brahmachari only. He was with me for some time, maybe for 1.5 months, like 2 months. And he was a very serious sadhaka. He was studying with me and helping me out for our daily things like that. So then what happened, in between some family or some guest or somebody came. They had a meal with us, and then there was a lady and one boy, as a child, and then her husband, and they were 3-4 people. So when they were going back, so there was there were few steps from our cave to the main road. So they were climbing down the steps. Somehow that lady slipped, and her chappals, what you say, the shoes were out, and like that something happened. And this brahmachari was standing there. So he was a Swami that they were all doing pranamam and everything. But immediately, that quick, that moment, in a flash, he just went to her and hold her and kept this shoe, and then he make her wear that shoe. So I was standing behind him. So it happened. We thought it is very normal. Normally, no, people do that. But his action was so fast that she was saved from falling. And then everything was ready and she was happy and she smiled and thanked and then she went. But unfortunately, the man with that lady, he got some problem. I don't know what happened. After that, maybe they went. You see how it happens that this. I am saying about this personality. Now, I never talked with him anything about this. We had no take. After that, we went to our work and we had some tea or something like that. Everything was over. But after 1 week or 15 days, one letter came. Because those days there was no phone and nothing like that. So one letter came from the another ashram related to this cave and all those. The letter was about this family and this incident. He says that person, no, with that lady, he misunderstood all this incident. He says even within one visit, they were only for maybe 2 hours more there. Then what he said in that letter, this brahmachari is not good. For me, actually addressing me, this brahmachari is not good. He is touching ladies and like this. And you should not keep this brahmachari with you. He is like that. All those. There was so many things. I was stunned. See how people could misunderstand like this. So this was a flash incident. You could understand it happens. So he saved it, and the thing was he touched her feet and then gave her the shoe back and like that, and then just he went to wash his hand. That's all. It's everything over. But that person, he was so mad, he misunderstood all this, and he's writing a letter to me with his previous things, and he was like this, he was like this, he was like this. Swamiji, you are a good person, you don't keep this brahmachari there, he just throw him out and love those. So I got this message, and the brahmachari also got some hints. There is some problem in this letter. But after a couple of days, I told him about this, because this is how it happens. People has this psychological problems like this. So therefore, you should be very careful when you are a brahmachari. Okay, then how can I say when somebody is going to fall? As a lady, she is going to fall there. How can we say you should not save her? So what is there? So as per the rule, one brahmachari, one sadhaka should not touch a lady. That's okay. That is with some other point of no emotion. So you should not touch her in a bad emotion. So this is quite natural to anybody. I was away. If I was there, maybe I don't know if I also have did the same thing. So this is how people have this problem. No, mentally they have disorders. So this is correctly a disorder, because he is unable to understand his own wife, and he is unable to understand a brahmachari, and he is unable to understand the situation where he did it. And if at all some relation happens, how can, but just in a tea time or in a 2 hours with a family visiting Swami, and we were discussing only spiritual things and some stories there. There were no other discussion. How the person can think like that? So this is all related to this personality or the emotions which are not correctly formed. So that person, he had some problem. He has some problem. But this brahmachari, he was quite natural, because he was not carrying that incident with him. It just happened, that's all. He was not even remembering that. But this is how it changes. So we have so many things like that, small things, which is connected to this Vijnanamaya Kosham. So the Vijnanamaya Kosham is our personality. So therefore, the Vijnanamaya Kosham, you see how Vidyaranya Muni says in a single word, he says Karta. He is the doer, he is the maker. He is the maker of all problems, good and bad. Okay, so Tada Karta, Tada Bhokta. Bhokta, who is Bhokta? Bhokta is Anandamaya Kosha. Bhokta means enjoyer. So Anandamaya Kosha is the enjoyer. So Bhokta is Bhokta has a balanced condition. Now, how we understand this, we will discuss more on the Anandamaya Kosha. We will discuss later. But just to understand, what is Anandamaya Kosha? Anandamaya Kosha, when we say Anandamaya Kosha, is Ananda, the enjoying, the enjoyment. So Anandamaya Kosha, the jiva there is enjoyer. Okay. So what is enjoying? After all, what is enjoying? If we define enjoying, enjoying is connected to sattva guna, the quality of sattva. So wherever you feel relaxation, whenever you feel some joy, some enjoyment, some peace in your mind, then the sattva is predominant, sattva guna is active. So that is one aspect of this. Another aspect, so that we already know. We know from Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, until now we know the Sattva Guna is the carrier of enjoyment. So Sattva Guna is the quality which produces happiness. So now, like we say now, happiness hormones and like that. So we don't say hormones, but we say guna. Okay. So you can call it hormones also if you want to call. So that produces, that is connected with that. Now we go little further, little deeper than this. That is bhokta, the enjoyer means the balanced condition of trigunas. Balanced condition of trigunas, the equally breathed condition of trigunas. Now there is, you know, sattva-guna, tamo-guna, rajo-guna. Each guna has its own special activity. You know that no special action is there. This you already know that. But here, when this guna come to a point where the gunas are balanced or equally breathed, then that condition you feel complete relaxation. Right? Actually, this is called samadhi in yoga. So where the asamprajnata samadhi happens, there the mind goes to the deepest level of prakriti. The prakriti they define in Sankhya, equilibrium of trigunas only. Sattva rajas tamasam samyavastha prakritihi. This is the sutram of Sankhya Darshana. It says, what is prakriti? The prakriti is defined as the state of equilibrium of three gunas. That is prakriti. So now, here also, when you remember any of your relaxed experience, relaxation of mind. Whenever you were relaxed, your mind was in a balanced state of condition of these three gunas. So now how the mind got into relaxation, the means of that relaxation may be different because each person get relaxation from different means according to that person's interest and the situation and all those. That's we accept. But that doesn't make any difference here. Here it says whenever you are relaxed by tamasika objects or rajasika or satvika, doesn't matter. Whenever you are relaxed, you are in a state of equilibrium. That's all. So there is no activity of knowledge. There is no activity, any kind of actions, desires and other actions. There is no sleep, even sleep or laziness of tamas. It's also not there. So you see, you can just watch the difference between relaxation, enjoyment, and the laziness. If I ask, when you are enjoying, when you are had any enjoyment, any physical material enjoyment, what was the experience? Were you was lazy that time? No. You don't say, when I was enjoying ice cream, I was lazy. No. So there is no connection with the laziness and the enjoyment of ice cream. So now you see, there is some difference, no? Some difference. So laziness is a quality of tamas, according to the Shastra, according to our scriptures. Let it be. Now, that is not there. Now, after you do some continuous action, like you run or you play, play tennis, cricket, or waltz, or anything. After some continuous action, when you sit quietly, you have some relaxation. No, the mind is relaxed, some feeling of balance. Then you enjoy. So that is, we can say, after rajas. So all physical experiences. So that is also connected to rajas only. So there is no laziness. Why you enjoy it? No, because after action, when the action is completed, your exercise, your physical effort is completed. In that point, when the completion takes place, in that point, you have certain amount of relaxation. So that relaxation is bhokta. That is the Anandamaya Kosha. This is a deeper level of Anandamaya Kosha, repeat. Because normally when we study of Anandamaya Kosha, we don't say this, because this is another level of Anandamaya Kosha. So in this way, wherever you get relaxation, it may be physical relaxation, emotional relaxation, or spiritual relaxation, or enjoyment of the objects outside or inside, or when you are in your job, when you get some money, or when you get some relations, or something, anything you can add. Wherever you get relaxation, that relaxation is because of Anandamaya Kosha. So that is Anandamaya Kosha. That's the deeper level of understanding of Bhokta Anandamaya Kosha. So now we know physical body, about the physical body, we don't have to say much. That's already there. And the pranic body also we know. We will discuss little more after this. And then Manomaya Kosha.
Swamiji, we can't hear you.
Are you unable to hear?
Now we can hear you, Swamiji.
Okay. Okay. So therefore, we have to concentrate more on Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. Okay. So this is the subject is introduced in 2 slokas. Now the third sloka will come with now how each kosha is not Atma. Now the subject is going to discuss like this. Now we have 5 koshas. Now how each kosha, Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, and Anandamaya kosha, each kosha is separated from Atma, distinguished from Atma. So this kosha is not Atma. So now we will take that subject and first of all 5 koshas. Acharya will take each kosha and define the kosha, and then lastly he will say this kosha cannot be Atma because this kosha has this problem, and this kosha has no quality of Atma. No, it is not Atma because of these reasons. He will enumerate the reason and make you understand by logic how this kosha is not Atma. So this is the meditation, how we can do meditation. Each kosha, definition of each kosha, and the discrimination and distinguishing techniques of each kosha can be used for the meditation. Then after completing 5 koshas analysis, again we will take up the main subject as Brahma. Then the Hridaya Guha will come. The Guhahidam Brahma will come. So then we will discuss on that. So I think for today it is fine. If you have any question, you can just put on. Please carry on with questions if you have.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Yes.
I have a question actually. Swamiji said, after the tamoguna, the relaxation after the tamoguna, the relaxation after the rajoguna. So if there is a, relaxation after tattva-guna, how it will be?
So I said no. Only the difference is that the means are different. Means are different. The relaxation comes after that. The relaxation is the same, but because of that means you have some side effect or some after effect of that. It's like sleep only, Therefore, I just mentioned in between the comparison of sleep, deep sleep.
Yeah.
So, however, when you get deep sleep, you had to get the same sleep.
Yeah.
But there is difference because of the reason how you reached there, because of the means, because how you reached to that level. So similarly, there is difference. Yeah. So the Anandamaya Kosha is not ultimate. Okay. So this is Kosha. This is the last cover of Brahman. We have to still go behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yes. Any other question? No. Okay. Okay, so now you will not have any questions because you already had many questions. And then when you see, you have only completed 2 chapters. So after 2 chapters also you have no question regarding this. Now we have to go all the way to, we have, the 13 more chapters. So the whole questions will be clear because Normally we have questions related to our life and our experiences outside, things like that, no? So once that is understood means you are convinced somehow with some logic, you are convinced, though, okay, this is like this, is not going to change. So then there is no point of no objecting that, or no thinking about anything like that. So it will be like this. So even then you can contemplate, and you try to find some questions, some problems, now some mistakes what I say, that would be easy for you now, because you are also now become scholars and pandits and vidwans in Vedanta. So after listening all this, you can find mistakes from me. That would be a very good practice. So our gurus used to say, after teaching, they used to say, now the thing is, now you have to find mistakes. If I say some mistake, you have to raise and ask. Then that is your knowledge. So this is
Swamiji,
the freedom we had. So similarly, I say you can find mistakes in my language, in my presentation, in my ideas I am conveying. If it is not practical, or it's not understandable, or useful or useless, or whatever, you can just critically study now. So this critical study will lead you to a to a permanent what you say manana. So whenever you find some points, you will just not accept anything. You will not just carry anything. You will just you will think about that and try to go deeper into that level and analyze it.
Swamiji, there
Okay.
are two questions. Sorry, do we have time?
Okay.
There is Sri
Yeah.
Sanket M. Would you please
Okay. Please ask.
unmute and ask?
Hari Om Swamiji. My question
You
is
please
related.
come with the video.
Sorry, I'll not be able to turn on the video today.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. My question is regarding Vijnanamaya Kosha. So, as you mentioned, our personality is in Vijnanamaya Kosha. So, our personality comes from Vijnanamaya Kosha.
Okay.
So when a person goes beyond Vijnanamaya Kosha, is he able to transcend his personality and is transcending our personality, our traits? Is that part of Vedantic sadhana that I wanted to know?
Yeah, obviously. So when you understand what is your personality, that understanding itself takes you beyond personality. We will discuss on this more. It is how the settlement of personality comes in picture, and how we can deal with that. So we will discuss this, because we are going to do that only after this. Yeah. Today only the second sloka just introduced the 5 koshas. That's all. In each 2 words, it just saying about koshas.
Okay.
Swamiji, Hari Om. Swamiji, may I ask you one thing? That is, you are mentioning that relaxation, whenever relaxation is happening, it is because of the presence of Anandamaya Kosha.
Yeah.
And is it like that? What I mean to ask is, the 5 sheets you were mentioning is a part of a human being. Is it like that? The Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. All these 5 sheets coexist, or a person transcends from one state to the 5th state by this, as he progresses in the spiritual practice. Is he moving from the 1st to 5th, or all these 5 coexist in a personality?
Yeah. You will understand this by the discussion what we are carrying forward. Actually, just now I said these parts, or the koshas, the sheets, are attributed parts. It's not actual parts. We can call it attributed parts. The part if you try to make actual parts, there is no, we are not mentioning that. We are not meant to make 5 parts of these 5 koshas. So whatever we already have, we have so many things like body, mind, or prana, and all the elements inside personality and all those things. So there the Upanishad wants you to analyze and separate the Atma from that. So in that, in order to teach that, in that teaching, here we bring this kosha concept for your sake of your analyzing, sake of your meditation, or sake of teaching, we can say. So then it goes behind like this. So it is like you are going gross level to subtle and subtlest level. That's the sequence we can see that.
Swamiji.
Yeah. And regarding each kosha and the technique behind and how Anandamaya kosha and all those are connected to other koshas, yeah, we are discussing that only in the next classes. No?
Thank you, Swamiji.
Bhokta, you have told that it is Anandamaya kosha.
Correct.
And Anandamaya kosha is more or less equal to Karna Shariram.
No, now we at present we don't say Karna Shariram there. This we will discuss later, because there is little confusion with connecting Anandamaya kosha and Karna Sharira. In somewhere in the basics of Vedanta, we say that in Tattvabodham and other places. But here we will have little more clarity on that. Yes, that's there. And when we say Karna Shariram, if at all we say that, that's also is not there. Only the Karna Shariram is experienced in Sushupti. Okay. So, Karna Shariram is avidya. That is what the Tattvabodha says. The Karna Shariram is avidya ajnana. Pratyekatma ajnanam is there. So, that ajnanam is there in Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti, and all other what we experience in the different states. But why we say Karna Shariram? But because that is avidya, therefore it is Karna Shariram. It is not that is experienced in Sushupti, therefore it is Karna Shariram. So at present, my suggestion is one should not connect Karna Shariram and Anandamaya kosha and Sushupti. These 3, because Sushupti is a state, Karna Shariram is one of the Karana, one of the cause, one of the body. There's a Sthula Shariram, Sushma Shariram, and Karna Shariram. We have 3 bodies. And this Anandamaya is a kosha. So now, just for the sake of our easy understanding, for further understanding, for deeper understanding, we keep these 3 separate. Then we will find, we will definitely we will connect all these 3, but that later. Yeah, we have before that we have some procedure, some process. So after that we will discuss that.
Swamiji, do we have time for one more question?
Oh, still there is question? Okay.
One question.
Yeah.
Rakesh ji, would you please unmute? Rakesh Handu.
Yeah, Pranam Swamiji. Hari Om.
Pranam.
Swamiji, you defined Prakriti as an equilibrium or balance between all the 3 gunas.
Gunas. Yeah, correct.
Yes, right. But generally, karma is attributed to Prakriti.
Yeah.
And karma is attributed to Maya as well. I want to know what's the difference between Maya and Prakriti, and is Prakriti responsible for the karmas that a person does? Whether in which guna, that's a separate story. Whether one does a sattvic karma, rajas karma, or tamasic karma. So if it is Prakriti is the balance between all the three karmas, then what is the what can we attribute karma to? And what is Maya? Is Maya different from Prakriti? Please explain.
Yeah, this actually we had discussed this in previous classes, I remember. But what I say, because this is a normal confusion which happens when we listen to these two different terms used with same definition, no? So first one is Prakriti. Now we take up the Prakriti. What does it mean? Prakriti means the nature, the qualities, the basis, or the ultimate cause of material manifestation. Right? Now,
Yeah.
in that stage, when manifestation is not there, it means the manifestation yet to happen. In that situation, we call it Prakriti. We call Sankhya philosophy call it as a Prakriti. So there they give this definition. It means there the manifestation is yet to happen. Now it is in equilibrium state. From that equilibrium state, manifestation will appear. Then comes karma and all other actions, what we call it as Mahatattvam, Ahankaram, and all Panchatanmatra, and all those comes. Okay, this we had discussed in Tattva Bodha. So now that is the definition of Prakriti. Okay. Maya also similar to that. The similarity between Maya and Prakriti is Mayam tu Prakritim Vidya, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. The Upanishad itself says, Upanishad itself connects to Mayam tu Prakritim Vidya. Maya is Prakriti and Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. Mai, one who controls the Maya is Maheshwara, is Ishvara, Shiva. So there we call it as Shiva in Shvedashvedara Upanishad. So the difference is, according to Sankhya, the the Prakriti is Trigunatmika, and the equilibrium state of Prakriti is called Prakriti. Right? Now here when we call it Maya, Maya also has Trigunatmika, but this Maya is under Shiva. It means Maya is controlled by Shiva. On the contrary, in Sankhya, Prakriti is not controlled by anything. Prakriti is completely free of, it means it is totally different of like Chaitanyam, their consciousness. So they call it Purusha. So that is the difference. Now, there Prakriti has no control. It means it is completely free to do anything, any manifestation or anything. It means creation and destroying and all those manifestation, everything is the manifestation of Prakriti. Let it be. And here it comes, like not only in Vedanta, but also in Kashmira Shaiva Siddhantam and in Tantra Shastras and in Yoga Shastra, one like Hatha Yoga, one part of Yoga Shastra, and everywhere in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharatam, all the Puranas. No, here in Bhagavata Purana it also says Vishnu Hormaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat. So it says the Maya is the active power, Shakti of Bhagavan. So here when we take Vedanta, Vedanta said Ishvara, Parameshwara is the consciousness, and consciousness is the controller, or Maya works because of consciousness. And same thing, more or less same in Shaiva Tantras and all the Kashmir Shaiva Tantra and other Tantras, they say the same. Sometimes they make the Shakti as the Maya is the highest, and sometimes they take Sadashiva as the highest. So this is only difference, but they have some equal connection there, that connection is there. And karma and all other manifestations are under Maya, under Prakriti. It's only manifestation. It's not the character of Prakriti. Character is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Gunasam, Samyavastha only. This is the definition given by Sankhyas. So that is the character. So the three gunas are balanced there in that state. So that is how they define it. And we all have this experience in us. When we go to deep sleep, there we experience that level, or in deep samadhi, samprajnada samadhi, we experience that. So this is how it is. Yeah. There are some technical differences. Actually, we can call Maya and Prakriti as one only. But with this, special character of Maya is that Maya is not as independent of consciousness. It is dependent on consciousness. So the dependency is the connection there. In the case of Prakriti Purusha, there is no dependency. Yes.
So can we say that Maya is the manifestation of Prakriti?
No, sir. Now, how can you say what I said? How, when we equal two things, how one can be manifestation of others? No. It is the same thing with some different quality. You should not connect as a cause and effect of Maya and Prakriti. No. Prakriti is Maya, Maya is Prakriti. So when we call it Maya, because Maya, there is no Maya word used in Sankhya and yoga philosophy, Patanjali Yoga Darshana. The Maya word used in Vedas and in Vedanta, and as I said in some of the Tantra Shastras and like that. The Prakriti and two, actually we use Prakriti and Maya both. In Bhagavad Gita also you can see that. So Bhagavad Gita is the good example for this, to identify the difference between Maya and Prakriti. So there is no cause and effect connection with Prakriti and Maya, not at all.
So they can be called synonymous in a way.
They're synonymous with some technical difference.
Technical difference. Right, Swamiji. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
No more questions, Swamiji.
So thank you for listening. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Narayana.